Well, good afternoon and welcome to Fishing with CJ. Saturday afternoon down the beach and I'm fishing one of the Tony's Tackle mini opens. So it is time to start. In fact, I'm a minute late starting because I was busy getting the camera set up. So let's get this first rod in the water and then we'll talk about what we're doing. Had a couple of casts when I got down here, just get everything sorted out. Hopefully it's all running nicely. And I'm going to fish two rods today, but you're not allowed to fish two rods at the same time. But I'm going to have the second one tackled up and ready to go. And it's going to be quite different. So I'm fishing with my Penn Tidal Elite with a Penn reel on it. But I'm also going to be fishing with a Ziplex M4 GT with a multiplier on it. Now the plan was that I was going to have one rigged up with monofil and one rigged up with braid, but of course in true CJ fashion I left the reel with a monofil sitting on my kitchen table. But I have remembered to bring the flask and the sticky cakes today, so let's see if I can get this first one out. Tide should be going from the right to left, so I want to cast slightly right. Bail arm is open, always worth checking. A little bit straight out, but a fair distance. I have got a rope. This is the Angling Association's beach, so there is a rope to the left of me here, so I don't want to be drifting too far to my left. So let's see if I get away with that. I think I'm all right. We'll see. We'll see. If I snag the rope, I snag the rope. That's fishing in it. Right, let's get up the beach. And I'm going to bait my second rod up so it's ready to go when I bring this one in. I'll talk about the rigs I'm using. Actually got off my arse and tied some rigs last night. And I've been using some of the Arno Hooks rig tackle, so we'll show you that as well. I've got his bait clips and I've also got his bait stops, which I'm very fan of. I like the bait stops a lot. This is how we start the day off with a rope. So first bait's in the water. So let's have a look at these bait rigs. I'm not fishing. I'm fishing a three hook clipped rig with the top snood slightly longer, and as I say, it's got an Arno bait stop on it, which are lovely because they've got a long thin bit that goes into the bait. And I've gone for bright green because it's place time, and then slightly shorter snood in the middle, and then a very short snood at the bottom, and the very short snood at the bottom has got a little floating bead on it. So the idea being, it's because it's a short snood, it'll have a little bit more motion in it. So that's the plan. So let's get these baited up. I'm going to bait up using a baiting needle. I've got some nice wrap lug, and yeah, I'll put those on and then I'll show you when they're baited up. So let's just stop the video for a second. Let's just have a look at these then. So we've got the top snood on a swivel with a spring, so it gives some tension to it. So it's got a spring to give you a bit of tension onto the baits. Comes down the snood, and then we've got an Arno bait stop, which is like a mushroom shaped bait stop. So it's got a nice cap, and then it's got a little end that goes into the bait, so holds the bait nice and it's tight. It's a lot less, slips up and down the line a lot less than a normal bait stop, which is very nice. So there's the second snood, again Arno bait stop, pushed into the worm to hold it in place. And then of course the third one I've put a little floating bead above it as well, just to give it a little bit of motion in the water. So that's the plan. So 3 hooks, paternoster, so weight on the bottom. Now you see I put another clip on there. It's only because when I made this, I've made the rig body a little bit too short, so I had to put a clip in there just to make it a little longer. Yep, so there we go. Let's hope we catch some fish. Today is a bit of a damp, drizzly day. Well, it was a damp, drizzly day. It's actually improved now. In fact, I'm going to take my coat off now. I'm too hot. But it does mean I'm going to be sniffing and there's going to be the odd dewdrop. Sorry about that, but that's life. So I'll put the camera back on when something occurs. I'm right down in front of the angling club, Angling Association, Eastbourne Anglers Association. As I said, I'm on a beach that actually does have a rope on it, so I have a suspicion I might end up snagging that, but we'll see. Tide is running from the right to the left, so I want to be casting to the right so that I don't get dragged across by the tide onto that rope, but we'll see. Nothing's happened yet. Haven't seen any activity on the rod tips. I kind of sneakingly suspect that today might not be a great day. There's quite high pressure today. Forecast was the wind was going to go around south-southwest and get quite strong. Well, it's nothing like that at the moment. I'm tucked in behind this groin, which wouldn't be offering much protection if the wind was coming from kind of that direction, which is south-southwest. But I'm lovely sheltered here. And I have got the secret weapon today. More of that later. Okay, catch you later. I love my toys, and I brought a toy with me today. So let's see if we can fly it today. Turn it on. This last knocking's on this battery, so it won't fly for very long.
Current mode, hover. Zoom out. Zoom out.
So here we go. We're on zoom out. So let's see what happens when that zooms out. There we go. Bye. And then we should get another film in a minute of zoom in. Here it comes. Hello and welcome home.
Follow. Five minutes. Follow.
So let's go for a wander about, see if it follows me. Should follow me for 5 minutes. Wander out to the sea. Is it following me? Yes, it is. Might actually run out of battery because, as I say, it's pretty low. Let's go this way, see if I can get over here without it flying into my fishing line. Let's see which way my line's going. It is definitely heading towards that rope. Let's hope the rope's buried in the shingle out there. And my partner crime for today is Grant, sitting up there. Haven't seen him winding into anything. Don't know who's the other side of me here. Looks like it's Jack. And I've just seen him with a bucket, so maybe he's got a fish on. People winding in and winding out, maybe some fish coming in. Or maybe they're just doing it to the clock. I'm going to soak my worms for a bit, I think. See what happens. If I start getting loads of activity, I will do it to the clock. There's a little bit windy out here actually. The old drone's struggling a bit, I think, because I'm tucked in behind the groin. Get a false impression of how calm it is, but I've got some fish activity on there. Something happening on the rod tip. I wouldn't have said it was a bite though. Just looks like maybe a bit of wave action or whatever. Yeah, it's a great little toy. It's called a Hover X1. Tiny little thing. Look at it. Beautiful. Tiny little drone. I mean, it's not like a drone like a commercial drone in that you can do lots and lots of things with it. It's got 1, 2, 3, 6 pre-programs on it, and each one of those programs have got some variants, so you can increase the range, etc. And then one of them's got a couple of things like a custom setting, so you can do like dolly track, for instance, where it'll fly along in front of you, which is quite cool. Might do a little bit of dolly tracking later on, but let's concentrate on the fishing for a bit. Or shall I have a cup of tea and a piece of cake, see if I can speed it up a bit? Or should I wind it in? Let's see what Grant does. See if he's got a fish on. He's winding into something. So Grant's down there. Probably see him. He's winding into something. Let's hope it's fish. Grant's just wound in, nothing on there. So I'm guessing he's just doing the 15-minute thing, winding in every 15 minutes or 20 minutes. I mean, I don't know what time it is now. I've done on the phone actually. It's a bit of a disaster. Yeah. So we've changed the rods over. I put a second rod out now, which is with the multiplier on it. It's my Ziplex MG4 GT. It's been out there a little while. I'm getting a few little knocks on it, but let's see if we can't produce the bite. I have got the secret weapon. So I'm breaking out the secret weapon, a very sticky cake, guaranteed as soon as my fingers are covered in it. I've got lots of lug on my fingers as well, so it adds to the flavour of the cake. Right, so the secret weapon. We've got 2 of them, so it didn't work the first time. We'll try a bit later on, see if it works. Cup of tea. It's got to be sticky cinnamon ice cream, icing, which it is. There's something happening there, but it's just little tiny touches, so definitely got a bite on this rod. Now, if I was Tony, I'd leave it. Do I leave it, or do I wind into it? Most definitely a bite going on there. Right, well, this is definitely rattling and vibrating there, so it's been on there for a while. So let's wind this in, see if we've got any bait left on here, freshen the bait up if nothing else, get that second rod back out and see what we got. Right, so it's just going to follow me. Oh, it's following me. I'm not calling it for anything. Oh, it's mizzling up again. Oh. No, not a thing. Definitely had a bite though, didn't we? Baits have all been noshed out, I think. No pressure, but Bill Plumstead's watching. So no doubt I'll get critiqued. I want it to go up that way. Bail arm is open. About to start raining, I think. My next door neighbour Grant's just had a fish, so I've been having a little few knocks and rattles on this rod. So let's wind it in and see if we've got anything on there. Time to change the baits anyway. So let's do that. Some sort of weight here. I might just be picked up a rig or something. Something tugging. Coming in a bit easier now. Come on, let's get me on the card. All I want to be is on the card. Coming in pretty straight. Nothing. I really thought I had something then. Let's get this sorted out and get the next rod out. See if we can get this out of distance. That was a bit better. Right, let's have a walk down and see how my neighbour's doing. Why is this dolly track not working? You should be flying ahead of me.
Continue. Dolly track.
Better? Right, just going to walk down and see how Grant's doing down there. Come back to me. How you doing, all right?
Yeah, all right, mate, yeah,
How's he doing? I saw him land one.
yeah, no, he's only had one place.
Just had the one then.
Hey?
Just had the one.
Yeah,
How's Joe doing?
he's got two.
How is he? They're getting a few down the other end.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, apparently. Yeah, Julian's had a couple, had 4, I think. Tony's lost 2.
Oh,
No, on the real high numbers, they're getting a few.
not in Harry, but he's got 4 or 5.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it seems to
He's
be.
down there.
He's down there, is he? Weird, isn't it? I've had like three bites.
And you missed them all.
Nothing on each time. And the baits were coming. Only one time did a bait come in that had been chewed up. Oh. How many weights you allowed to fish with then? You just caught yourself a hopper.
That was a heavy pulley.
How many you had, Joe? How many you had? 3. Right, I've been down to have a chat with everybody, so I haven't been watching my rod tips. So let's wind this rod in and see if I've got any fish on there. Sometimes that works. And I've been critiqued on my casting, so I know what I've been doing wrong. So I can improve my cast. Nothing on here, I don't think. No. Baits aren't even touched. Oh, no, top one's been chewed out. No, somebody's been having a go at that top bait. But, no fish. No fish. Bit better. Got me cake. Well, it's, I don't know what time it is now. Let's have a look at the time. How much time we've got left. I mean, the fat lady hasn't started singing yet, that's for sure. It's 10 to 3, so I've got an hour and 40 minutes yet to go. So it's not over yet. It's not over yet. But it's not looking great. I've had a couple of bites, no fish. But to be honest, along here, there's not a great deal of fish getting caught. Joe's had 2 or 3. I think he's had 3 now. Grant next to me's had 1. I think along that way there's been a 1 or 2 caught. It's not a monster. It's not a monster fest. So you know, one good fish, a dogfish or something, could win it. So just live in hope. I did have a little knock now. I'm gonna break out the last of the secret weapon, get the sticky cake going on the cup of tea, and see if that can do it. But if even after sticky cake and cup of tea hasn't worked, then I don't think anything is. It's the proper cinnamon icing and lugworm taste. Put the rubbish. I like to pick it up. Grant is winding into something. Let's turn the camera around so you can see that. So there's Grant winding at something. You can see my rod as well. I'm talking me a mouthful. I will put the camera back on when something happens. I think I've said that a few times today and nothing's happened. But that's fishing. I didn't think it was going to be good today. I think that high pressure does have a bearing on today. Be interesting to see. I filmed the weigh in for Tony's tackle. Yeah. So let's stop this video. Cool. Right, I brought the other secret weapon with me, which is guaranteed to get me a bite. My fiance and the dog. Can't get the camera to go down to the dog. Turn it around. And there's Bertie. So something's got to happen. Well, this one's been out for a while. I've not seen anything happen on it, to be quite honest. So let's wind it in, put another rod out, fresh baits. See what happens. Hoo hoo hoo. Worm time, worm time, worm time. 1, 2, 3. Angly worms. Show you how to do this. So, obviously you give them a whack so that they go firm. They have a firm worm. Then I've got this baiting needle. Feed that through from the thin end to the thick end. I think I've gone from the thick end to the thin on this one, but it doesn't matter. Put 3 on. 3 on the baiting needle. I can get 3, just about get 3 onto this baiting needle because of the size of these worms. If they were longer worms, you wouldn't be able to get 3 on. And I'm trying something which is new to me. Because I've heard of other people doing it, and that is basically wrapping the worms up with cotton. If I can get the end of the cotton. so that it keeps the worms nice and compact. You don't necessarily need that to do that with this worms of this quality, but I've seen other people doing it and it makes sense, so I'm giving it a go. Always trying something new. So each worm has to be done up separately. So wrap one end nice and tight, run the cotton up the length of the worm, and then wrap the other end nice and tight so it pulls the worm together, and then just wrap it in like that. It's very nice red cotton. I don't know if that's important or what. Maybe it's not why the fish aren't biting, they don't like red cotton. So that's one done. Dog's agreeing with me. The worm's nice and compact this way. Helps squeeze the juices out of them as well. That's two done. Just doing the third one. Coming to the end of this roll of cotton. Need some more. There you go. So I've got 3 worms there on the needle, and then the 3 hooks on here. Obviously clean the old worm off. So strip that off the hooks. So put the first one on. This needle's got a little recess on the end of it, so that the hook goes into that. Hook goes into that little recess, and then you keep that line tight, because what you don't want is to pull the hook out of the recess while you're still feeding the worm on. Feed the worm over the bend in the hook, and then the Arno bait stop just inserts in the end of the worm there. We'll have a look at that in a little bit more detail. I'll show you the Arno bait stop in a second. So here's the Arno bait stop. As you can see, it's like a little mushroom. It slides up and down the line, or it's quite tight. Put the hook into the recess. Feed the worm up the needle and onto the hook. Bertie's singing in the background. Oops. That's on. And then pull the Arno bait stop down so it inserts into the worm and holds it nice and compact. And then the last worm. Strip the old worm off. Into the recess in the needle. Come on, give me specs. Bring the Arno bait stop down. And then that's it. So ready to go, clip that in, ready to cast as soon as we bring the other rod in. Marina's watching my rod tip, she'll tell me if I get a bite. She doesn't know what a bite looks like, but she'll know one when she sees it. She needs to learn what a bite looks like when she becomes Mrs. CJ. Oh, did we have a bite?
Oh, one.
Was it a big tug?
Yeah. Well, to me it was anyway.
Oh right, okay. Ooh, maybe we've had a bite. Let it develop. Let it develop. So let's turn the camera around and watch the rod tip for a bit. Come on, I don't want to blank. I've not blanked in ages. Oi, get your nose out of there. Oh, I think you might be right. Little tuggy tug. Not a particularly big bite, but it's definitely a fish doing something. Oh yes, definitely a bite. Oh, definitely bite. Was it? Well, there's 3 hooks out there, so what we do is we leave it and see if we can't pick up more than one. Let's see if we can. Right, let's see what if it develops into anything. Don't want to get too excited, but I just had another decent bite. Let's turn the camera around, see if we can get it on film. On camera, turn around, here we go. It's still been knocking and banging away, but what we're going to do is I think I'll leave it until exactly past, so that I can get that rod in and get the other one out. Gives me 15 minutes to tidy that rod away. Nothing happening now, is there? What time is it? Can you tell me when it hits past? Right, I'm going to wind that in, it's past. Been banging and rattling all this time. Nothing tugging back. Bertie's singing encouragement. It's the song of the fish, the dog song of the fish, as opposed to the song of the dogfish. Winding it in slowly, I don't want to lose this fish if there is a fish on there. Oh, there is! Woo-hoo-hoo! Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! Oh, I can hear some music. Is the music playing? Oh yeah.
I can see all the signs I tried to fill.
Oh, not a blank. Not a blank. Right, let's plonk him in the bucket. Let's get the other rod out. $21.
I'm going to give you just 21 for that.
21. Oh, I'm happy with that. Woo-hoo-hoo. Not a blank. Bloody Nora. I was getting quite despondent there, thinking, oh, I never blank.
Really tough.
Yeah,
I think Joe's got 52 points.
8 points. Have you got?
Yeah, I've got 10.
Cheers, mate. I probably have got a pen, but it's all so long that I've. 21, 8, running
Just hoping for that
total,
one
8.
bonus fish.
There you go. Sorry?
Just hoping for that one bonus
Yeah.
fish.
I mean, if Joe's only on, what do you say he's only on?
52 points.
Oh, God almighty. Cheers, mate.
Colin's got a few though, I've seen him.
Yeah, I heard
7.
Colin's had a few down there. I think they've been getting quite a lot down the far end there, though.
Well, they will do, wouldn't they?
No. Yeah, but I was on peg 27 last week. I did catch more fish then than I've had today, but it was dire. I also think it's high pressure, and I think high pressure actually has a definite effect.
Massively. I mean, I think Rollerball comes second, and he was on peg 5.
Yeah,
Last.
yeah. Yeah, Rollerball was doing well on that last match. The last match was a lot of place caught, loads of place. And Rollerball, he was fishing with his new M4 GT, and I saw him bring in a lovely triple header. Yeah.
They are down there, but
Yeah,
when there's not many fish about, you're going to get more up there.
yeah. But I mean, there's no tide, is there? And it's a small tide, what tide there is, so
But on that point, there's a bit of tide on that point.
yeah. It'd have been better off fishing at Langley today, I think. Maybe.
I still think you should be going up there and down there.
Yeah, maybe. Well, he's going to have to soon because he's getting the numbers now, and he's upping his insurance, isn't he? I think.
Yeah.
So.
I think otherwise you get drawn down there and be disheartened before you even start.
No, that's right.
You know, I mean, we've all fished starved down there.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
look how far out.
Oh yeah, Splash Point is you're about on the same latitude as the point. And yet, I haven't seen that fish well recently. The pegs beyond it have, but that one doesn't. Maybe it's just who's been on it, but
Get a good angle.
yeah. But I mean, 14 and 15, but Bondy's Hole, I've seen that fish really well. And Brett Green was on about 19, and he was slaughtering everybody last week. Yeah.
Because that gully comes right in.
Yeah,
So the further you cast, the higher
Yeah.
the numbers,
Yeah.
you can get out to them, you'll capture them.
Yeah.
But the gully comes in
Yeah.
like that, so they're
Yeah.
a little
yeah.
Oh, well,
Right.
get that fish back then.
Yeah, get that fish back and
Yeah, get that.
start packing up. I might get that last 3 triple header. do a Joe Plumstead. Bye bye little fish. Just sliding down the shingle and a bit of wave taking. There we go. And away! And away! Happy, happy days. Not a blank. But I don't think I'm in the envelopes. Never know, I've still got 3 baits out there. Could happen, could all happen in the next 5 minutes. Let's start packing up. Happy. Right, that's it. 4:30. Time to wind in. The last rod. See? Is he? Dogfish. Whoa! You jammy get. Right? That'll really knock his points up. Oh, what you lost? What have you got? What have I got in there that's yours? No, that was mine. I bought a couple of those for fishing. I sometimes wonder where all my fishing boxes have gone.